All right, so welcome to Coffee with Markus. This today is already episode 80, and today I'm going to show you what's happening in the market so that you know what's going on. And we'll talk about Apple and Tesla stock splits. Yes, we'll talk about what it means when a company announces a split. We'll talk about why they do it. We'll talk about what you need to do if you own shares of Apple or Tesla. And we'll talk about, is a stock split good or bad? Will the price of a stock, in this case Apple or Tesla, go up or down? Right? Does this sound like a good agenda? Well, as you can see, I am still traveling. I am in Europe, especially in Germany. I'm in Hagen at my parents' house, so I took over my dad's office. This is why the background is different. So if this is your first time here, don't be alarmed why I have such a weird background. Again, my dad's office. I'll be back in the United States next week. Anyhow, if this is your first time here, welcome. Now, before we get started, let me give you a super quick intro of why I am doing this show. Because here's what I'm seeing. Most people who start trading expect their accounts to explode. And they've seen the ads and emails that promise them to turn $2,000 into $1,000,000 or something crazy like this. And then they start trading and they quickly realize that it doesn't work this way. So if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, then this show is for you, because my goal is to give you the strategies and the tools that you need to grow your account systematically, because that's the key. You see, everybody can get lucky every now and then, but being able to grow your account in a systematic and predictable way, that is the key to success in the market. So in this show, I'll show you the tools that you need. I'll give you the trading strategies that I personally use, the ones that actually work, and we'll talk about the right mindset of a trader, because that's super important. And also in this show, it's all about facts and real trades. Now, talking about real, in a moment, I'll show you my account of what's happening in there, one of my accounts, maybe two of my accounts, we'll see. And I'll show you all of my trades, winning trades and losing trades. In this show, there's no hype, just the facts, because I want you to succeed. And if all of this sounds good to you, then let's get started and click on like right now, or, well, just click like, that's fine, and we'll get started. Okay, awesome. So good to see everybody here. Yeah, right now it is 9:30 p.m. in Germany here right now. And in the first segment, we'll talk about what is happening in the market. So this segment right now is for you so that you know what's happening right now, what's going on. So if your friends ask you, so what's happening in the markets, you know exactly what's happening. So let's take a look at this. Stocks keep going up. I mean, if you look at today, the Dow is up. What is it? More than 1% for today. The S&P is up 0.76%. The Nasdaq lagging a little bit with 0.38%. But as you can see, we are making new record highs. It even seems that the S&P is closing above 3,400 for the first time ever. So in a few moments, we might witness history here. So why are the markets going up? Here are the three things that traders are paying attention to this week. Number one, this morning, the FDA announced the approval of, they call it convalescent plasma for hospitalized COVID-19 patients. So what is this convalescent plasma? This is a treatment that uses blood plasma donated by people who have recovered from the virus. And it seems that they have already treated 60,000 people with it. So this was good news this morning. This is what made the market jump, because if we zoom in here a little bit, you'll see, actually, let's go to a 5-minute chart here. So on the 5-minute chart, you see, this is where we closed on Friday. This is where we opened this morning. So boom, a jump up, but then no really impulses right now from the market. So we jumped to 34. What is it? 27 in the S&P 500. And let's see, as long as we close above 3,400, we will make a new record high. Now, what is the second thing that is happening in the markets? Let's switch back here to a daily chart. Well, you see, this morning we heard that the Trump administration is considering giving the vaccine candidates from, what was it, AstraZeneca and Oxford, an emergency use approval. And apparently this is before the election. Well, go figure, right? Anyhow, this is good news. So it seems that we can use this this blood plasma treatment, and there's even more candidates. So this is where right now the markets are getting excited about it. Now, what is the third thing that the markets are excited about? Of course, record closes. And again, we're talking about the S&P closing here. The Nasdaq, as you know, already did a record highs here all over. I mean, we're jumping from one record high to another record high. I mean, look at this here in the Nasdaq and in the S&P as well. What does it mean for us as traders? It is great news because the accounts are looking really, really good. Let me actually switch over to one account that I had up here. This is the account in which I was trading, or in which I am trading, the wheel option trading strategy. And as you can see today, it is just doing great. Today we're up $814. So I looked at the calendar. It has been exactly 1 month, that I started trading this account. It's one of the 9 accounts that I have. And in this account, as you can see, in a month, we made $3,240. I hope that you were able to participate in this as well. Last week, we actually issued, what was it? I think it was KSS, WIN, VLO, and TRGP. I think these are all trades from last week. And even our Uber trade is doing really well. Hold on. You're not seeing the stocks here, but there we go. With Uber, as you can see right now, we have $340 open P&L. So, gotta love this, right? Anyhow, in a moment, we're going to talk about the stock splits of Apple and Tesla because everybody is talking about them these days, and we'll talk about what it means here. But I just want to see, there's so many comments coming in here. So good to see everybody. Let's just come here. Full screen for a moment. And Monica, Alex, Odie, Nancy, Todd, so good to see you. Marina, Wellness, NYC. Hey, yes, I am in Germany. Ricardo from Switzerland likes the background color. So let's see. Somehow and again, this is all makeshift. You know what, maybe a little bit later, I'll show you a picture of what my studio looks like. Let me see if I can find this. You'll crack up. I'm actually right now sitting on a table. It's not a table. It is a board held up by 2 sawhorses. Yes. Anyhow, so you know what? Before we dive into more trades and see what's going on there, let's actually talk about the stock splits. Good. Let me just prepare something really quick here, so that we can talk about it of what's happening. Okay, fantastic. So let's talk about the stock splits of Apple and Tesla. You see, on July 30th, Apple announced a 4-to-1 stock split. And on August 11th, just a few days later, Tesla announced a 5-to-1 stock split. So what does it mean? In this video, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So you will learn what it means when a company announces a stock split. We'll talk about why do they do it. We'll talk about what you need to do if you own shares of Apple or Tesla. And we'll talk about, is a stock split good or bad? So will the price of a stock, in this case, Apple and Tesla, go up or down? So right now, should you be buying Apple or should you sell Apple? So let's talk about this right now. I want to jump to the screen, and here is, let's actually talk about, hold on, let's move this over here. There we go. Let's actually talk about Apple. Oops, not, the symbol is AAPL. Look at this, Apple is on fire even today, still up. So again, what is happening? First of all, let's talk about when the stock split is happening. So the actual split date, so when it comes to splitting a stock, we have a so-called split date, and the split date is August 28th. This means after the market close on August 28th, shareholders are due the split shares after the close of business on this date. So what does it mean for Apple? It means that you are getting 4 shares or 3 extra shares. 3 extra shares. So this means on August 31st, and here's why, because August 28th is a Friday. So on August 31st, if you have Apple right now, you will wake up and instead of having 100 shares of Apple, you will have 400 shares of Apple. And this sounds fantastic. Hey, wow, you just got an extra 300 shares of Apple. The same is true for Tesla. So Tesla has exactly the same split date. So on August 28th, at the end of business, Tesla shares will be split 5-1. So for every 100 shares that you have of Tesla, suddenly you will have 500 shares. Now, this sounds fantastic, right? Oh, wait, there is a caveat, because it also means that the price will be cut in 1/4. So as you can see right now, Apple is trading at, what do we have here? $504. So this means at the end of business, after the close, the price will be adjusted, and we will use our handy dandy calculator here. So we'll take the 504, divide this by 4, and the price will then only be $126. So what does this mean for you? Well, it means that basically you have the same amount invested, right? Because think about it, if you have 100 shares, so let me just show you here the math on our handy dandy calculator. So let's say that you have right now 100 shares that are worth $504 right now of Apple. So this means that you have $50,400 committed to the market. And if now after the split you have 400 shares times 126, go figure, I did the math right. It is also exactly $50,400. So you see, for you, nothing will happen. It's not that suddenly you have 4 times as many shares and instead of $50,000 you have $200,000. No, not at all. So as you can see, so now the question is, why are companies doing this? Let me actually come back to you here for a moment. So again, we're talking about companies like Apple and Tesla, and both of these companies, they market themselves as very approachable companies and people's companies. You see, their mission is to get everybody an iPhone, or in case of Tesla, everybody a Tesla. As you know, in the beginning, Teslas were horribly expensive. I mean, the Tesla that I bought, it was one of the first ones. I think it was $110,000, $120,000, something like this. Right now, you can get a Model 3 for a very affordable price. Not quite sure, but isn't it around $30,000 or $40,000? Same with Apple iPhones. Yes, of course, they make this horribly expensive iPhone 11 Pros that I think I paid $1,200 or $1,300 for it. But as you know, you can also get way cheaper iPhones. I believe, what is it, the XS or some other models here. And you see, in order to be congruent with their mission, they will make their shares more affordable. Because think about it. I mean, right now, Tesla, let's just talk about Tesla here for a moment. So Tesla right now is trading at $2,000. So if you have a rather small account, you might not be able to afford Tesla. Same with Apple. I mean, Apple is a little bit cheaper here. Now, Apple is the more valuable company because, as you know, Apple is a $2 trillion company, the first $2 trillion company. Anyhow, so the stock split will make the shares more affordable. And again, this is in line with Tesla's and Apple values, because they want to make sure that everybody can afford to invest into their company. Now, there's another reason for it, and we'll talk about it in just a moment. But let's talk about, what does it mean when you're holding Apple or Tesla? Well, what exactly does a 4-to-1 stock split mean? We talked about it here. In the case of Apple, if you owned 100 shares before, then you will own 400 shares after August 28th. So on August 31st, you'll have this. However, the price will be only 1/4 of the shares, so the total amount invested does not change. Now for Tesla, let's just hop over there. So for Tesla, again, the same deal. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me copy it from here. So this way you don't have to see me type. So Tesla. Actually, let's put this in here. And the split date is August 28th. You're getting 4 extra shares for Tesla. So 100 shares become 500 shares. And in the case of Tesla, yes, let me move this on the side. Thanks for letting me know. So right now we are trading at around $2,000 per 1 share. So this will actually be reduced by 1/5. So this means that 1 share will be only $400. Is this making sense thus far? Now, again, we'll talk about two important things for you. Actually, let's talk about it right now. So there's two important things for you to do if you're trading Apple or Tesla. Let me actually go back to Apple and let's talk about the two things, two important things to do for you if you own Apple or Tesla before they're splitting. And the first one is double check your orders. Okay, double check obviously is spelled differently. There we go. So what do I mean by double check your orders? You see, some brokers will adjust your orders, and here we're talking about a stop loss and a profit target. Some brokers might adjust your order. So if you have a stop loss order right now at let's say 440, it would now be a fourth of this, like 110. And if you wanted to sell 100 shares, the amount of shares would be adjusted to 400 shares. However, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be adjusted. So this is why many brokers are just canceling all orders so they don't become liable for adjusting anything. So you now have to place your orders at the new price and quantity. So double check your orders because your broker might cancel your orders. And this applies to all active orders in the market. Again, some brokers might adjust it. Many brokers will just cancel it. So make sure that you still have the orders in the market that you expect to be there. Now, the second thing is important, especially if you're trading options. So you got to check your option strike prices. And here's why. And this is not how you spell strike, but here we go. Also, the option strike prices will be cut in 1/4. So a strike price of 500 will become a strike price of 125. And you see, usually strike prices are trading in $2.50 or $5 increments. And so you might see some weird strike prices with 123.75 or something like this. So just keep this in mind. Let me pull this up here so that you see exactly what it means. Now, let's talk about it. Is a stock split good or bad? What will happen after a stock price? Will the stock price go up or down? Now, here's the deal. Usually stock prices go up after the announcement of a split, and here's why. Let's just think about it. So Apple actually, the stock split announcement, let's see. Apple announced it, what did I say a little bit earlier? I believe I said they did it on July 30th. Let's mark this here. So it was July 30th, right here. See, this is when they announced the stock split, and boom, see what happens here? Now let's talk about Tesla. So Tesla here announced the stock split on August 11th. August 11th, let me see, right here. They announced the stock split and you see, boom, it goes up. So why is this? So why are stocks usually going up after they're announcing a split? Well, the stock split announcement draws attention to the company's success. So this results in increased buying and therefore higher prices. Let me grab a sip of water and I'll show you something really, really interesting. You see, there's a tool called Google Trends. And Google Trends, you see it here, shows actually how many people are searching for a stock, like Apple stock split. How many have been searching for it? We can actually just look for Apple stock. And you will see that recently there's an increased interest in Apple. See this? After they announced it, there's more interest in this. The same with Tesla. So TSLA stock, and especially if you're looking for TSLA stock split, you see that right now there's a lot of interest here. And this is why now people are becoming more interested in buying shares, and therefore there's higher prices. Now, also what happens is that usually when they announce a stock split, they report high earnings, and usually they raise dividends at the same time they announce the stock split. Think about it. I mean, Tesla announced here on July 22nd that they actually had their fourth profitable quarter, and therefore now they're now eligible to be included in the S&P 500. Now, as you can see, this didn't really move the needle. I mean, everybody said, okay, we kind of knew this. But then when they announced the stock split, this is when they really took off. Same here with Apple. Apple did it actually at the same time that they announced that they had another record quarter. And you see, ever since, it has been skyrocketing. So you see, the synergy of these events can drive the price of the stock up even more. Now, also, the third reason why it usually goes up is that the reduced price per share after companies split a stock attracts many smaller investors who before said, you know what, I cannot afford Tesla at $2,000 or trading options on Tesla because as you know, options are being traded in 100 packs. So this means that you would have to commit what, $200,000 in Tesla here. Anyhow, so with so many news and information services reporting stock splits, and everybody's talking about it right now. I mean, you won't believe how many emails I received asking me, so what is happening with the stock splits? What does it mean, right? So as you can see, these announcements themselves have become a market moving force because everybody's talking about it. Anyhow, so let me come back to you here full screen, because now you know what it means when a company announces a stock split, why they do it, and what it means for you. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it. And if you would like to see more videos like this, then click on the subscribe button and also click the little bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to share this video. If you have a friend who is asking you about a stock split and how this works, please share this video with them, or just stay tuned and watch any of the other videos that hopefully appear on the screen right now. Otherwise, probably YouTube tells you to watch more YouTube videos from me. Anyhow, hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, it's so good to see everybody here. It's so good to see all your questions. Not that easy for me to look at the questions here. I'll do the best because, again, I'm limited to one monitor, and I'll find it for next time, a hilarious picture of how my whole workspace here is set up and why it's not that easy. But I see that there's some great questions. So Jim says, Jim Vestio, the wheel is killing it. Woohoo! Absolutely. So I mean, showed you the account earlier. It is great, especially for those of you who were a little bit concerned about being assigned in Uber. Look at this. I mean, we're already making $358 on Uber. The maximum profit that we can make is $600. And if Uber stays above 31, if Uber stays above 31 by the end of the week. So yes, the wheel is killing it. Good, good, good. Zena says the wheel is awesome, up $5,000 to date. Great. I mean, I'm a little bit less, $3,200. Glad that you're making even more money here. And yes, I am still trading the PowerX Optimizer, and there have been some really great trades recently. I have slowed down a little bit with PowerX Optimizer just because I'm traveling right now, and the wheel fits my lifestyle right now better. So I took the last trade according to the PowerX Optimizer maybe a week ago, something like this. I closed out 2 trades this morning that were going really well. And yes, I'll be back in full swing next week with PowerX Optimizer here. Anyhow, so Alvaro is asking, let me come back to you here. Why do companies split their stock? What is the purpose? Again, every company has a different purpose. For Apple and Tesla is really to put the stock in as many hands as possible, into as many investors' hands as possible. They just love making it available for everybody. You know Elon Musk's mission, right? He wants everybody to drive a Tesla. You know Apple's mission, they want everybody to have an iPhone. So they want as many people have a stock, have the ability to invest in their stock as possible. Okay, so Shamir is asking, what is the difference between the record date and execution date? It seems that the record date is absolutely useless and thus throws people off. You're absolutely right. The record date is absolutely useless. Apparently, this was from back in the days, right, where we didn't have electronic trading and where people had to actually see who owns Tesla shares. So the record date is usually a week earlier. So the record date is to date. And back in the days, this was the date when it was determined who was eligible to receive these stock splits. I mean, these days, it really doesn't matter. it's a leftover from the dinosaur age, right? So in the age of electronic trading, it doesn't really matter. So therefore, you're absolutely right. It throws people off. So Cat D says, what happens if you only have fractional shares? Well, the same, your fractional shares will be multiplied by 4, right? So if you, let's say, have 0.1 share, you will have 0.4 shares. So fractional shares will actually be adjusted here as well. Okay, so Sham says, hi Marcus, how does the option prices, I'm looking at a different screen here, work with stock splits? Can you explain if you have bought a contract before the split, what happens after the split for an expiration 2 to 3 months out? Again, this is where whatever strike price you have, let's actually take a look at some strike prices of Apple. Why not, right? So Apple, if you look at some strike prices right now, as Apple is trading at 500, you can just look at the end of week expiration. So it is at 460, 465, 470. So all of these strike prices will be divided by 4. And yes, this is why you will see fractional strike prices for a while. So this is what's happening after a stock split. A reverse split is different, but here with the regular stock split, we will see some weird strike prices for the next few weeks here. Okay, so Monica is asking, what is the best time to buy Apple or Tesla? Is it now or after the split? Well, usually it is when a company announces a split. I personally do not trade it because it's the hype. You know what I like to do? I like to trade stocks according to my plan that is repeatable and predictable. Because if you want to bet on stock splits, you see, usually it works out. For Apple, actually, the last stock split did not work at all. If you take a look at this, let me see if I can find it really quick for you. I believe the last stock split was there was one in 2000. Let me actually see if we can go back to 2000 really quick. So I'll probably have to scroll a lot here. And if you want, you can participate in the scrolling here. So why not, right? Let's actually switch to a weekly chart. This gives us a better opportunity. And Apple has split several times, and every single time prices went up. However, in 2000, it's too much scrolling right now. But in 2000, they actually went down, and if I'm right, it was 60%. Anyhow, so I've been scrolling here, making everybody, including myself, really dizzy. So just want to scroll back that I'm where I was taking all my notes, because I want you to also take a look at the notes again if you want to. Anyhow. Good point. So this is where Monica asked this, Nancy. Usually is there a trend after this split takes place, up or down? You see, this is where buy the rumor, sell the facts, right? I mean, let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla, before earnings, right, everybody expected Tesla to have another profitable quarter. And this is why Tesla prices got up. What happened after the event? It just got sideways. So I just talked about it. So the 3 reasons why usually it goes up. You see, as soon as the stock prices are split and become more affordable, probably more investors start buying. And as you know, the market is driven here by supply and demand. I mean, there's not more shares, but there will be more demand for these shares. So it is more likely that prices are going up. But you know me, trade what you see, not what you think. I don't have my favorite mug here. If you have been watching the show, then you know that I have a mug that says, trade what you see, not what you think. Just picture this water glass right now having the trade what you see, not what you think on there. And you get the idea, right? So because this would be speculation of what the stock will do. Usually it goes up. For how long, who knows, right? I mean, at some point, let's take a look at the chart here. At some point, people will take profits who are right now already enjoying the ride up. Same with Apple here. Okay. So Chris says that the price of Apple will probably drop a bit, 3 to 7 days by split. You see, this everybody has an opinion, and I like to trade what I see, not what I think. Anyhow, so just Chris says, just pay attention to the 9-day moving average. You see, I personally, as you know, I like to use the RSI, the stochastics, and MACD. These are the 3 indicators that I like to use. I do not work with the 9-day moving average, but Chris, hey, If it works for you, that's great. I'm here to show you the strategies that I personally use, the strategies that work for me. I show you my accounts here, and this is where I personally do not work with the 9-day moving average, but it is a part of, it is a very popular moving average, so you can absolutely work with that. Okay. So Danielle is asking, is your software made to use with both the wheel and the PowerX? No, these are two separate things. We are considering incorporating the wheel into the PowerX optimizer, but it will be probably a few more months until the development team gets to it. We have a few other requirements right now that are really cool that are coming pretty soon, actually. We already are testing new features on our staging server here, and we'll make them available to you. And it's definitely in the queue. So I am considering, or we are considering, incorporating the wheel into the PowerX software, because you know my mission. My mission is to make the PowerX optimizer the most powerful software in the world. And I will keep investing in the software, and I will keep paying the development team. It's actually a team of, I think, 6 or 7 people, could be even more. I don't exactly know. I just received the bill at the end of the month, and so there's a team of 6 or 7 people working on the software, making it better behind the scenes for you. Okay. Anyhow, so let's see. Dustin says, so what would happen if an investor don't like this government coming up and start selling the stock? I think I missed the first part of a question here, because this part doesn't make sense. And again, right now it's a little bit difficult to to see the comments here for me. So sorry about this. Now Zivon says, tell us about your strategies, please. I'll be happy to. In fact, I did a few videos on this. So let me post the link to 2 videos right in the description, and we'll post it right here. I described how the wheel works. So it's a YouTube video here. I believe it's probably a 12-minute video, not quite sure. We'll post the link in the description as well as right now in the chat. And the other link that I have for you is how I use the PowerX optimizer and the PowerX strategy in my own trading. And we created a website for this. It's called mytradingroutine.com. And as you can imagine, on this website, I show you the exact trading routine that I do. What do I do when I look at the markets? When I look at the markets in the evenings, when I look at the markets in the mornings, how do I place my trades? What exactly do I look for? So if you would like to see this, then absolutely take a look at the links that we are posting here in the description. Okay. Good. Guillermo is asking a great question and says, God forbid, what would happen to the company? There we go. Just saw this question. Should something happen to you, will it keep running, and how? Absolutely. You see, here's the deal. The company, I mean, I'm not involved in the daily business of the company at all. So I have a CEO, Debbie. She is fantastic at what she does, and she leads the whole team. So, I mean, there's a team of people who know exactly how I think, because most of the team members have been working with me for many, many years. You all probably know my head coach, Mark Hodge, and Mark and I have been working together for 14 years. Trust me, Mark can complete my sentences. So, I mean, this company, Rockwell Trading, is my legacy. It's here to stay. And you know that I have 2 kids, and my son, Julius, who is 17 years old right now, he's really interested in trading. He's a great trader, and he's also interested in programming in business. And he has actually programmed a mini version of the PowerX optimizer. So I don't want to jinx it, but I'm pretty sure that at some point, hopefully, maybe, my son will continue this legacy here. Anyhow, good question here. Good question. Okay, so Rodrigo says, if you use a margin account, how much interest are you charged? Is it significant? It really depends on your broker. You see, some brokers are charging 8%. So Tastyworks, for example, the broker that I use, charges 8%, but only on the margin that you use. So as an example, if you have, if you put $50,000 in your account, as long you get $100,000 in buying power, right? But if you only use the 50,000, and let me actually show you this account here. So this is an account where I put $50,000 in there, and you see the stock buying power right now that I've left remaining is $52,000. So this means that I've used $48,000 of my buying power. Now, this is all part of the $50,000 that I put in there. So right now, I'm not using any margin. So right now, I'm not being charged any interest, only if the stock buying power, right, that I'm using, that I'm actually using, this is the one that is left over. But the one that I'm using, if this goes above 50,000, then I'm being charged on the part of the margin that I'm using. So anyhow, good. Let's see. Okay, so let me come back here. There we go. Zia is asking, are you making money in the PowerX account that you were trading and showing us? The PowerX account that I was trading it was a rather small account that I set up. It was only $20,000. And in this $20,000 account, I ran a very specific test over a very specific amount of time. So I showed you the results at the end of the test. So at the end of the test, it was mainly to test the black bar rule. And it's videos that we have here on the YouTube channel. So for the testing, I allocated, I believe, $4,000. I used $2,000 of this test. I was heavily over trading this account to get results quickly. And so that particular account right now is dormant. I'm trading the PowerX Optimizer on my main account, my bread and butter account. So this is where I'm trading it. I'm not logged into this one here, so I'm showing you this when you're seeing it here. That's the little $50,000 account that I'm trading here with the wheel. But we'll get back to the PowerX Optimizer. Over the next Coffee with Markus, we'll talk more about those trades if you want to. Again, because we have some really cool enhancements to the PowerX Optimizer software, and I can't wait to show them to you. As you know, if right now you are already a PowerX Optimizer user, all these updates are free for you. So that's the great thing. You only invest once, and after you do this, you get unlimited updates whenever I make improvements to the software. And we already talked about it here. I am making frequent improvements to the software because that's what I use pretty much every day. I mean, as I said, past few days I've been using it just because I'm with my family. I mean, my dad turned 75 yesterday, so happy birthday, Dad. This is why I'm here in Germany. My mom turned 75 last month. This is my parents. I can show you a picture maybe in one of the next Coffee with Markus. And that's why I'm here. And so I want to spend some time with the family. And this is where trading gets a little bit into the background, but I'm still actively trading every day, but not as much as I usually do when I'm at home. But I'll be back next week. Great question here. Okay, so Dumkov says, are you always this happy? You should bottle and sell it. Well, just keep watching these videos, and if you like it, right? I mean, subscribe to this channel and watch some of the other videos. I think we have more than 500 videos on this channel. I must honestly say, I mean, it's a great comment. In the beginning, I thought I should be more serious, right? Because if you think about all the people that talk about stocks, they're super serious, and so I thought I need to be super serious when talking about stocks. But then I thought, what the heck? I mean, trading stocks is fun. And if you're trading stocks and if you're making money, you're having fun, right? And if you're making money, you're happy. I mean, they always say, money can't buy you happiness. I don't know. Do I look unhappy? So, I mean, money allows you to buy things and experiences that make you happy. Let me give you an example. So on Saturday, I'm flying back with my kids. I'm here with my kids, my 17-year-old son and my 15-year-old daughter, Vivian. So on Saturday, we are flying back. We have to go somewhere from my parents' place in Hagen in Germany to Frankfurt Flughafen, right? So this is where we leave. So we'll take one of the high-speed trains. And, it's fun to drive a high-speed train. They're going, 160 miles an hour. So for my kids, this will be an incredible experience. And of course, what did I do? This morning I bought the tickets, or I think yesterday I bought the tickets. Of course I'm buying first class tickets. Do you think that we all, my kids and I, are happier when we're sitting in first class than sitting in economy? Yes, we are. So yeah, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it does buy you things and experiences that at least make me happy. Okay. Good point. Good. Okay, so Han says, what is your advice? Buy Apple or Tesla after the split? I don't give stock advice. I show you what I trade. I'm not trading Apple or Tesla because I think this is a gamble for me personally. For me, I like predictability. I like numbers. I like to quantify it. And trust me, while I was preparing this video, I was looking if I can find some research that gives me hard facts whether a stock is going up after a split or not. And all the evidence that I found is after a split, a stock might continue to go up or it might go down. I think there was a 66% chance that it goes up, but I didn't find anything more recent. The most recent studies that I found were from 2008. And then I thought, if they're from 2008, maybe I should do my own study. And then I thought, what for? I mean, for two stocks? When will we have the next stock split? So this is really nothing that is predictable. For predictable income, I'm using the PowerX Optimizer, which is based on the PowerX strategy and the wheel strategy. And I said, I'll link to it in the description, or you can just go to my website, rockwelltrading.com, and you'll see more information about this. Okay. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? Ricardo says, why not also be a broker with your company? I think the broker business is a horrible business to be in. I mean, as a broker, what are you? You're just a glorified customer service rep. And I believe that there are great brokers out there. I mean, Ricardo, I know in Switzerland, you're probably with Interactive Brokers. I have accounts with Interactive Brokers. I have accounts with Tastyworks. I have 3 accounts with Tastyworks. I have 3 accounts with Interactive Brokers. I have 2 accounts with Nadex. I have a futures trading account with Infinity Futures, and probably another account that I'm forgetting about right now, because I believe that I have a total of 8 or 9 accounts. If you would like to know what brokerages I use and the ones I recommend, I made a video about the best brokerages in 2020. We'll post the link in the description and also in the chat, so you should check it out. But I'm not really interested in going into the broker business. But great suggestion here. Good. Zia is actually saying a great comment here. I want to buy PowerX after making sure that I can make money. Zia, let me tell you, when you're trading, there is no guarantees. I mean, I would lie to you. I would literally lie to you if I told you that when you buy PowerX Optimizer, you will make money, right? Because you never know what the markets do. Losses are part of our business as a trader. The key is to keep losses small. I've been trading for a long time. You've seen my accounts here publicly. You have seen how I took a $25,000 account to $45,000. You have seen how I took the $50,000 account here. Within a month, I'm making $3,200 on this. We had a few other accounts that I've been trading here. I've published my statement. So, I mean, Zia, this is where at some point you have to make a decision whether you trust the strategy or not. And if you don't, right, here's a cool something life advice that I've heard many years ago. Here it is. What you believe to be true will be true for you. What does it mean? If you believe that PowerX Optimizer will make you money, you will make money with PowerX Optimizer. If you believe that PowerX Optimizer will not make you money, it will not. And always keep in mind, there's three things that you need in order to be successful in the market. You need to have a solid strategy. And yes, the strategy is solid. It's the PowerX strategy. I've been using it for many years. I'm living proof that it works. I mean, recently I talked about the amount of taxes that I had to pay. I haven't seen my tax return yet. I need to talk to my CPA, but I paid $192,000 in taxes. Now, if you pay $190,000 in taxes, I'm pretty sure that I probably made more than $1 million last year. Again, you have seen the screenshots here. It's not that I'm just saying it and hope that you believe it. That's what I do here. I'm as transparent as I can be. And if this helps you to believe in the strategy and that it will work for you, it'll work for you. Anyhow, you need a strategy. Second, you do need to have the right tool. And I believe that PowerX Optimizer is the best tool out there. And I'm determined to keep making it better and better and better, week after week and month after month. This is why I am employing a team of developers, of programmers who help me to make this software better. Now, The third thing, and this is super important, I said it in the beginning of the show, the third thing you need is the right mindset. If you have a stinking mindset, I mean, you cannot succeed with trading. So yes, as a trader, you need to be optimistic. And really, if you want to wait until you have absolute certainty, then trading is not for you, because absolute certainty doesn't exist in the markets. Is this making sense? And I mean, Zia, I know exactly where you're coming from. I mean, I hear it every day, right? I mean, I will invest in the software when I know that it makes money. Trust me, there's quite a few Parex Optimizer users. There's probably right here. Right now, I can't see the chat, but they're probably posting a bunch of stuff in the chat. You will see that many of the users are using this software successfully to make money. But you'll also see that there are some users who are struggling. So how can this be? Same strategy, same software, and yet most of the people using the software are making money. Some do not. Why? Mindset. It's this little thing, the, what is it, 16-inch gap that you have between your ears, your mind, right? So this is where, honestly, Zia, if in this mindset right now, I don't think that Parex Optimizer is for you. Just honest. Anyhow, good. So let's take actually a couple of questions. So Alex is asking, can you buy naked calls? The question is probably, can you buy calls without owning a stock? Yes, because when you buy a call, you have the right, but not the obligation to buy stocks. Selling calls is a different story. By the way, if you're confused by this, I did a video course. It's called Options 101. I'll link to it in the description. It's free. That explains exactly the details between buying calls, selling calls, buying puts, and selling puts. I really highly recommend that you take a look at this video. Again, it's absolutely free. I think it's maybe 40 minutes long, so it's a really full-blown course. It's called Options 101. I'll link to it in the description, or I'll ask the team to do it. Team, can we please link to, what did I promise? My trading routine, the wheel, and the Options 101. If we could edit the descriptions to include these 3 videos, that would be fantastic. Okay, good. Okay, so I see a bunch of happy birthdays to my dad. I'll let him know. You're so kind. This is why I love doing these videos. So even right now, while I'm on vacation with my family, I mean, they're right now sitting downstairs in the living room waiting for me, and I'll log off here in a minute, and I'm upstairs in my dad's office doing this coffee with Markus for you, because I enjoy chatting with you. I mean, many of you are regulars. I see that many of you have been watching Coffee with Markus and these videos before, and I also see quite a few new names. And if you're new to this show, I hope that you enjoyed it. Please do me a favor and give me a like if you enjoyed it. This will help the YouTube algorithm to promote this video to even more people. And feel free to also share it with everybody who you think might find this video helpful. Share it in Facebook groups, share it on Instagram, share it on Twitter, share it wherever you want, or by email. Really appreciate it. Anyhow, I will see you again on Wednesday because I'm going live 3 times a week, Monday actually, Wednesdays and Friday. So I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a great rest of the day, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy it, have fun, and make some money. Also, stay safe, stay healthy. Take care, everybody.